I'm a native of Los Angeles, born and raised. So I literally lived down the street from here. And with that said, I am not a Chicana that grew up in East LA. That is not my identity, that's not my connection. But I am a Chicana that's from LA. So, and I qualify that because I think there's a way that self-help graphics, mindfully, Sister Karen opens in Boyle Heights and really wants to work with a community of artists who are not getting any attention anywhere in Los Angeles. And also she's paying attention to what's happening in the community, and like its philosophy and its name, self-help, you bring to it what you want out of it. So a lot of artists were already actively, participating either in the National Chicano Moratorium. Some of them are high school students who are participating in the walkout and organizing that. There's a lot of vibrancy and energy happening within the community. And alongside that is this artistic expression that's developing in Los Angeles. And so for me, I never knew of self-help graphics growing up in LA. And I don't know if that's because I wasn't in East LA or Boyle Heights. And it wasn't until I took a art history course at Pasadena State College, and I'll date myself right now. And it was wonderful because it was a survey course on Mexican art history, and it goes, the whole survey is Mesoamerica to the contemporary. And it was taught by this wonderful artist, Raza Mesquita, who since that day, I've never seen her again. So I hope she's doing well. And it coincided with an exhibit called Cara, Chicano Art, Resistance, and Affirmation. That was at UCLA. And so that was really the first time I had ever seen anything dealing with Chicano. And I myself had been already involved with Mecha. I think we were already organizing a conference at Pasadena State College. And so all of this is happening in my growth as someone who had traveled abroad and was hanging out with these my elder Chicanos, they're like in their 20s and they're great and they're wonderful, and I was like, I want to grow up to be like them. And having a wonderful time in England, but also coming to the realization that in one of these field trips we're at Liverpool, England, and that's one of the big ports of departure for a lot of immigrants coming to the States. And our running joke was like, well, we'll never find our family here because we didn't come. This is not how we came. We were like from here. So it was those moments like that start forming my own consciousness and awareness as a Chicana. And so this is all happening at the same time. So you have Cara at UCLA. I'm taking this class at Pasadena City College. And really that's the first time I'd seen Chicano art. And I had seen then the name of these different institutions who are in Los Angeles. I was like, these are here. These are right here. From that, I ended up actually pursuing a degree in the humanities at San Francisco State. And God, I had traveled to San Francisco, so I had seen it there, then I got involved with the Mexican Museum, and that's where I found out about the work of Carlos Almaraz. They had a solo show on him. And I cried seeing that show. Not only because it was so extremely beautiful, his work is outstanding, but it made me so sad that I didn't get to meet him. Because he seemed like a really wonderful person. Like, he's the guy who I want to meet and like find out his views on Chicanismo, and he was involved with the UFW and doing work with Cesar Chavez and a lot of work alongside Barbara Carrasco, and doing murals here, and also part of this collective Los Four, and being among the first Chicano artists showing at the LA County Museum of Art. So that's what made me sad, is that we lost him and I didn't get to meet him, But it really, I say all this because all these experiences set, for me, the direction that I wanted to continue in terms of really finding out more about Chicano art. And as you guys, well, you'll soon find out, go to graduate school, and as you know, going to graduate school, you know, you do your studies, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's next? And so I was at that point, what's next? And you know, my advisor was like, well, why don't you do Chicano history? I was like, no, but I want to do Chicano art. And he's like, okay. And he was sending me to really great programs. I mean, like, after, now, you know, in retrospect, I'm like, well, I probably would have been able to do what I want to do if I went to Berkeley or what have you. But in my mind, that was the social sciences. That was an arts and humanities. And I wanted Chicano art history. It doesn't exist. There was one program, UC Santa Barbara, who has defined Chicano art history. And I did apply to that program. I didn't get in because I never took any art history courses, but I didn't know I had to do that, right? So it's those things that you learn. I ended up getting accepted at the University of Arizona for their art history program. And so that's where I ended up finding about Chicano, not finding, but really ended up doing my own research on Chicano art.